All right, guys, gals, this is the last assignment for chapter 8. Right, this is homework number 11. You can see number 1 and number 19 and number 25 is already done for you. All right, and if you're not sure, kind of go through the process and just try to follow what it's doing. All right, okay, but I'm gonna do something kind of similar. So, all right, so let's start with number 2. So, number 2, let's see, 10 to the 0 over 10 to the 4th. So, we're gonna go ahead and use some of the properties. All right, 10 to the 0 is actually 1. And 10 to the 4th is just 10 to the 4th. So we're going to leave it like that. That's your final answer. It's 1 over 10 to the 4th. The next one, 10 to the 2 over 10 to the... Is that a 5 or a 6? That looks like a... I don't know. Let's just say it's a 5. Yeah. Okay, let's say it's a 5. So 10 to the 2nd over 10 to the 5th, right? And that's going to make... So if we use our quotient property, that's going to be 10 to the 2 minus 5, which is going to make 10 to the negative 3, which will make 1 over 10 to the 3rd, right? Because that's a negative exponent. And that's going to give you 1 over 10 to the 3rd. Okay, that's your answer. Okay, 1 over 10 to the 4th is also your answer for number 2. Okay, this one right here, x to the 4th over x to the 9, this is going to be x to the 4 minus 9, which is going to equal x to the negative 5, which is going to equal 1 over x to the 5th. Because it's a negative exponent, we're going to put it on the bottom, and we get 1 over x to the 5th. Okay, this one, 5 to the 3rd over 5 to the 10, this is going to make 5 to the 3 minus 10, which is going to make 5 to the negative 7, which is going to make 1 over 5 to the 7. Okay, that's your final answer. Okay, number 6, y to the 2nd over y to the 8, that's going to equal y to the 2 minus 8, which is going to equal y to the negative 6, which is going to equal y, got carried away, which is going to equal 1 over y to the 6. That's your final answer. Right? I think those were the hard ones. The rest of them, and some of you guys already finished this in class, much, much faster. Okay? This is just rewriting each radical as a exponent or as a power. Okay? Use green and purple this time. So cubic root of 5 is going to be 5 to the 1/3. That's all it is. Okay? That little 3 in the front of the radical of the root, that's going to turn into a 1 over that number. Right? Fourth root of 31, it's going to be 31 to the 1 over 4 power. Okay, cubic root or third root of x is going to be x to the 1/3 power. This is the sixth root of y. It's going to be y to the 1/6 power. And that's z by itself. Okay, well, it's a square root, which means that it actually has a little 2 in the front. Okay, remember we talked about it in class, but we use it a lot. And that's why we decided to not put the 2 in front. So it actually means that there's a 2. That's why we call it a square, meaning it's a 2, square root. So it's going to be z to the 1/2. Okay. And the last 5, right? So again, you can write each power now as a radical, and number 25 is already done for you. If you look at it, it's just exactly the opposite of what we did. Okay, so this is going to be, so it's 7 to the 1/5 means it's the 5th root of 7. That's all it is. 18 to the 1/4, that means it's the 4th root of 18. Okay, a to the 1/2, this is going to be the square root of a. And if you want to impress somebody, you can rewrite this as just a square root of a, no 2 in the front. Okay, because if you don't put anything, it automatically means it's a 2. Oh, so that's your answer. Here's your answer. Here's your answer. Okay. D to the 1/5 power. That's D. Well, that's a fifth root of D. That's your answer. And C to the 1/6 power. That's going to be sixth root of C. And that's your answer. Okay. Pretty easy assignment. See you guys tomorrow. You ready for that quiz?